Hello, everyone. I am just trying to start everything up, but I guess I should say good evening and happy Valentine's Day. Can everyone hear me? Please let me know if you can. Ah, I got a yes. That's great. Hi, Amanda. I'm just trying to get everything set up. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Cynthia. So I'm going to just add our guest. Oh, thank you, Amanda. I could be a little louder. Okay, let's see what I can do about that. Is that a bit better? Okay, great. Thank you. I don't want to mispronounce your name, but Chipo, I think? All right. So I am just going to get Dwainia. All right. So she'll be rejoining the panelists. So I'll start over again. Hi. And Dwainia should be on right now. Dwainia, I'm going to unmute you. I cannot see you, but everyone can see me. So happy Valentine's Day, everyone. When we originally scheduled this webinar, I did not know that it was Valentine's Day. Ah, Dwainia, you're here.
Hi.
So while I'm talking, I'm going to go ahead and put this on Facebook. And yeah, like I was saying, when I initially scheduled this webinar, I didn't even think that it was Valentine's Day, which is really bad of me, I guess. But we're all here. We all love our businesses. I'd like to say that maybe they're like our third or fourth or fifth love. I mean, love yourself first, you know, and then everything else comes after that. But yeah, we all want to try to find time to make our businesses that much better. And that is the goal of these webinars. Now, I host them at a minimum of once per month. This month, we're lucky, and we are going to host it twice. So we have this one tonight, and we have another one in 2 weeks. So buckle up. It's going to be quite an interesting month to say, because not only do we have the webinars, but we also have an event coming up next week, Wednesday. And Dwainia actually is going to be one of our workshop hosts at that event. So bear with me. I just don't want there to be feedback. I'm closing out. Perfect. And now I'm ready. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Dwainia, and I'm going to give you a little backstory of how we met. So some of you might know me, some of you might not, but I absolutely love my name. And I love the fact that there are not many of us out there. So Cynthia said, hi, Dwainia and Dwainia. So there's two of us. Cynthia actually has known me for a very long time. How many years has it been, Cyn? Probably about 25 years. That's a long time. But, oh, Andrea's here too, another 25-yearer. So we met because when I first started Canadian Small Business Women 5 years ago, I was looking for blog contributors. So then I started combing through LinkedIn in certain groups that I thought would serve the purpose of that group. So let's say I would look in finance groups to find bloggers who would contribute about finance. And then I looked in social media groups because I was trying to find people to contribute about social media. And as I'm scrolling down and looking, I saw someone with a name that was like mine. And I just kept going. And I'm like, no, I have to go back. And I contacted her. Then she responded, and luckily enough, everything worked out well. She became a blog contributor. She also hosts some workshops at some of our shows. And we found out that we were so similar in that our names were similar. We're both Jamaican heritage. We both drive Mazda 3s. It was kind of weird. So yeah, it's been 5 years, and it's been a good 5 years. Very excited. So I'm going to let Dwainia tell you a little bit more about herself, and how this is going to work is we're going to have an hour to Actually, there's a comment. It says, "You're the only one I've known." When I saw the info, I was like, "Since when did you change your last name?" I have a whole lot of last names now, Drea, don't I? Yeah, no. So there's Dwainia and there's Dwainia. So that's how it is today. So hi, Celeste. So we're going to have I'm going to drive Dwainia's presentation and she is going to speak. I hope all of you got the email I sent out earlier that had the worksheet as well as the quiz. And if you didn't, I can send it to you after, not a problem. And we will have some things to give away throughout the evening. So I'm going to hand it over to Dwainia for her to introduce herself. And once she's ready, I will start driving the presentation. So Dwainia, it's all you. You can introduce yourself and tell them all the good stuff about you.
Hi. So I do have a slide that kind of gives you a background, but I'm just going to give you a brief.
I'm going to pull it up while you...
Second slide, I think.
Yes. All right.
Third slide.
Third slide. There you go.
Okay, so I started in 2004. I started my business being a virtual assistant, and then I needed a website. So then I started making my own websites, and then from there it trickled into online marketing. So since then, since probably 2016, I've written, I want to say 10 books. Social media marketing, how to master engagement. And then I have a book series of that with workbooks, which I'll be presenting Instagram next week for Dwainia's seminar. And then I have Fall in Love with Blogging. And then I have Death of Website. And then I have some other programs. But what happened was, I think 2014, my business was doing okay. I just kept getting stuck. You know, I'd reach a certain level and then I get stuck and then get setbacks. And then I realized, talking to an holistic person about chakras, I started learning more about it and I realized, okay, it's my chakras are affecting my business, or is my business affecting my chakra? So I started to do some more research, get into it. So since then, I've gotten a certificate in numerology, I've gotten a certificate in aromatherapy, and I'm working on my crystal, Reiki, and color therapy certificate. So I really got into this, and how does your numbers, how does your chakras, how does this all affect your business and what you're doing on a day-to-day basis? Next slide. So this hour, we'll talk about the business chakras, learn how your personal chakra will affect your business, chakra therapies, business chakra, how it affects you and imbalances in the areas in business and your personal, and how to level it out so that your business is successful. Next slide. I'm gonna try to go through this a bit quickly. If I'm going too fast, let me know. So the crown chakra, as I know, you got your third eye, I see, your throat, I speak, your heart, I love, your solar plexus, I do, your sacral, I feel, and your root, I am. Next slide. So one of the things is, when I was doing my research on chakras and learning how to balance my chakras, I also looked at, hey, it also affects not only my business, but the different aspects of my life as well. So that was one of the things I also developed, was your life inventory. Next slide. So one of the things, I don't know if you guys have done level 10. Can you guys say yes if you know what level 10 is?
I don't.
Okay. So level 10 is looking at, I think it's like 7 areas or 9 areas of your life, where you look at the areas of your life and how to improve those areas of your life. I'm trying to remember the name of the book. I'll think of it and tell you guys after. But basically, when I looked at your chakras, like I said before, I looked at, okay, these are areas of my life that impact the different areas, and they also connect with the chakras. So when I looked at the crown, it's your spirituality. When I looked at the third eye, it's your mind, your development, your growth. And then I looked at your throat, which is business, career, and work. And then I looked at your heart, relationships, family, friends, community, love. Your solar plexus, which is yourself. Your sacral, which is your health and your fitness. And then your root, which is finance, money, in your home. So when part of this comes from the level 10 life is that you look at all these areas and you rate it. So how am I doing in these different areas of my life? Like, where am I currently? How do I feel about these areas? And then I look at my vision. What do I want this aspect of my life to look like? And then I make goals to achieve it, and then I take action. So I'm all about taking action. And as we go through the presentation, you'll see like every step that I go through, we talk about an action step as well. Next slide. Next slide. So if you know about your chakras, you know that you can be deficit or you can have excessive. So if your chakra level is too low, you have issues. And if it's too much, you have issues. So one of the things is, like, I found I was very low in my heart chakra. And I'm always working on my heart chakra. But I found that having your heart chakra, looking at your chakras, I'm sorry, you guys. Looking at your chakras and seeing where you're low or where you're high, you can do things to balance it out. So your root is about being safe, grounded, stable. And then you find, like, if it's too low, you're fearful, you have difficulty manifesting, you lack focus. And then if it's too high, you're greedy, you're stuck, you know, your emotions are kind of all over the place. And then when you look at the sacral, which is I feel, if it's balanced, you have healthy boundaries. If it's not, you don't have healthy boundaries. So I don't know, chip in if you have boundary issues, because I had those issues, not on a high level, but I've had those issues as well. So if it's excessive, you're overwhelmed. Then you have your solar plexus, I do. So again, with the healthy boundaries, you're responsible, reliable, you have self-discipline. But then when it's poor, your confidence is down, could lead to depression, anxiety. And then you have your heart, which is I love, which is compassion, empathetic, self-love centered. And then you find you're suspicious on the lower end. If you're not, you're jealous and that type of thing. Next slide.
I'm trying. One sec.
Okay.
I'm gonna click. There we go.
Okay, so then you have your throat, which is I speak. It's balanced, you have clear communication, you're good with listening, you're confident, you're honest. And then if you're deficit, you're afraid to speak, you're secretive, you're probably putting thoughts into words, lying, you know. If it's excessive, you're gossipy, you're talking too loud, talking too much. You have your third eye, which is I see. So you're objective, you're insightful, you're creative, you have a good memory. When it's deficit, you lack judgment, you're judgmental, you're lacking imagination, your focus is off. And then if you're more, you're obsessed, you have difficulty concentrating, and it could lead to psychological issues. And then with your crown is I understand or I know. And with that, you have clarity, you're open-minded, able to question, assimilate, and analyze information. When it's deficit, you're closed-minded, difficulty learning. And then when you're excessive, you're confused, you're overthinking, and you're living in your head. Does any of this resonate with any of you guys?
The heart one for sure for me.
Okay. Anyone else?
I'm going back up just so I can see. Yeah, I need to be more empathetic and compassionate. Let's see. Boundaries. So I think a lot of business owners, we probably all have that problem. We don't really set boundaries for others and sometimes not for ourselves. So I think the I feel part is probably something I think we all could work on, because we're also controlling and we all want to do everything ourselves, and we don't set boundaries, emotional boundaries too, for others when it comes to us. Sometimes we have to be defensive when it comes to our business and when it comes to all the decisions we make. And I mean, it might be excessive, but sometimes we have to be aggressive because you have to get the worm. You have to be that early bird. So it's kind of hard to have that balance in that sense.
So a couple slides, go down some more. I think it's after the personal chakras.
After this one, or?
Yeah,
No,
this one right here.
Okay.
So these are different ways to get your chakra balanced. So saying affirmations, doing mantras, meditation. I'm not going to read them all, but just taking care of yourself. That's the first part. And then also using color therapy. So if you see a balance, a deficit in a certain color, you wear that color. You have accent pieces in your home, you have the jewelry, you visualize or meditate with that color. Use candles, eat that food, like eat apples if you're, red, and then your gems, so your crystals, which I love crystals. Same thing, wear the color of the chakra that you need. Place it around your home, your space. And then, of course, essential oils, using essential oils. So there's essential oils that are linked to specific chakras, and you can use those as well. Next slide.
1 second, I'm just opening the chat, and I see that there are a lot of comments, and I just wanted to make sure that we are addressing those. So I just went to the next slide.
Okay. Cynthia says she loves crystals. I'm totally obsessed.
Is this the slide you want, the one that I just put up?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so basically looking at how I did this was going through the chakras and trying to get them balanced. I also looked at my business as well and the mindset that I have going into my business. So when I looked at the root, which is the bottom one, it's lack, and it's about having a foundation in your mindset as an entrepreneur. I think a lot of business owners, we're not taught this in school, to have a certain mindset going into business. You're not taught to be business owners. And then when I look at sacral, it's your creativity, your desire. So I'm looking at your products and services that you offer. And then your heart, compassion, your trust, and your branding. So building that trust. With your branding, you're building that trust between you and your clients and your customers and your potential customers. And then your throat is your communication. So your mindset of being authentic and in your promotion and your marketing. And then your third eye is your intuition with clarity. So having systems. I think a lot of business owners, we fly by the seat of our pants and there's no systems involved. Can you guys chime in if you agree with the systems thing? So there's no systems involved. Like you're just, every day you're getting up and you're doing the same things, but you don't have a process in place. I'm going to see this chat here. And then you have
that one. I am the queen of templates. However, I have to say, I've never met anyone who always had their A to Z, and then not only the capital A to capital Z, but like the common A to Z, and then the common double A to double Z, as Dwainia does. When she wants to do something, for example, I remember asking her, I'm trying to remember what it was about, was it about membership sites or something like that we were talking about? And you sent me a package about something that you've been brainstorming. And I opened it and I was like, holy crap. I didn't dig that deep. So you are really good at having systems in place. Your third eye is magnificent.
Right. So one of the things that I read a lot. So one of the books that I read early on when I started my business was The E-Myth. Michael Gerber, I think his name is. So that's a book, and it talks about every day, like as entrepreneurs, we work in our business, but we need to create systems so that we can stop working and start thinking and growing our business. So since I read that book, I always think whenever I'm doing anything, how can I put this aside so someone else can do it? So always thinking of systems in your business. The next one is your crown, which is spirituality. So your vision and your purpose. How many of you guys have business plans? Anyone?
A couple of people raised their hands. Yes. Not fully written out. People said me. Yes.
That's good. Next slide.
1 sec. Let me close out of the chat. There we go.
Okay, so when I'm looking at your business chakra, what comes first? Is it your personal chakra that's in balance, or is it your business chakra? So that's one of the questions that I had, which I still don't know the answer. Next slide. So when your personal chakra is in balance, it will affect your business. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You're looking at prosperity and abundance issues, vision, goals and objectives, planning. Your offer is not clear. Your branding is not clear. You're not marketing and promoting as you should, and you're not getting the leads and sales that you should. The next slide. And then when you look at your business chakra balance, your drive, if you're not doing well in your business, your drive, your focus, your motivation, your excitement, your passion, even your health can be affected. So the first one is your root chakra. And I'm just gonna skip over. Well, I want to talk about the gems. So I do have hematite here. I don't know if you guys can see it. And I brought my black tourmaline. So these are things, as I'm going through, I'm just going to point it out. These are things that when I'm working on my mindset, I guess, for my lack or my foundation or going back to whatever, I take these things out. I'm going to show you guys. I have like a dish, right? And whatever crystals I'm working with, I put it in my little dish and I have it sitting beside my computer as I'm working. I got my cedar wood here and I got my diffuser here, guys. So as I'm working on any of these areas, I have these things helping me in the background and balancing me, and even in meditation if I need to meditate on this. One of the therapies that for your root chakra is your connect to the earth. Go outside, take a walk. You know, if you're feeling issues, if you're feeling lack, take a walk. Practice grounding. I did not know I was practicing grounding my whole life, but I love to walk outside barefoot in the summer especially. I don't know about you guys. I'm trying to see the comments here. Who has onyx? Onyx as well, first chakra as well.
Oh, I might have gone too far. There we go.
Okay, go next one. Okay, so this is where it ties in. So the root chakra, if your foundation of your business, so if you're feeling lack in any way, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough whatever, you're in a cycle of self-sabotage, procrastination, low energy. Does anyone agree with that?
I do. There's always that burnout factor. I always feel drained, and you still have to, I think maybe the first month of the year, I felt like I lost all motivation and I had to push myself to really get back on track. So, yeah.
Right. So one of the things that, like I said, I'll take out my crystals, take out my essential oils, and I'll sit there and I'll work on my limiting beliefs. I'll try to be mindful. I think as business owners, we're all about the next thing, what do we have to do next on our to-do list? Mm-hmm. So sometimes I just turn everything off and just focus on what I have to do right now. And then the next part is review your limiting beliefs and how they affect your business. So if you're sitting there, I don't have enough time, I don't have whatever, how does that affect your business? Because I know for me, if I sit there and say I don't have enough time, I don't have enough time. You know?
But sometimes you have the time to think about the fact that you have no time.
Exactly. The other thing is, don't lower your aspirations and your hopes and your dreams. So sometimes you're in that not feeling you have enough time or money, that big thing that you planned for the year, you kind of put it aside because you don't want to do it or you're not feeling confident enough. Don't do that. Master your money mindset. This is a huge one, I think, for a lot of entrepreneurs. Like I said, we don't get taught this in school. We don't get taught about abundance and there's more than enough money for everyone. We don't get taught, we're being taught lack, that you have to get yours, you have to push someone aside to get yours. So master your money mindset. And then also prioritize your intentions. One of the things that I try to do daily, I'm not saying I do it, but I try, is have intention every single day of how I want my day to be. And then at the end of this, I have abundance and prosperity are constantly flowing in my life. That's an affirmation that you can say to help you with your root chakra and your business. Next slide. Next slide. Okay, so your sacral chakra. Let me see what I have. Do I have the carnelian? I have my carnelian bracelet on. And I don't think I have any of the essential oils here to show you. But one of the things is connecting with water, taking a bath or a shower if you're feeling this disconnect with your creativity. Okay? So if you're kind of...
I'm just reading this list. And you know what? You know that I'm so, like, I'm very analytical. So this kind of stuff is, like, not the thing I normally gravitate to. But reading everything, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so interested. Ylang. I used to, this is so random, guys, but I just have to insert it. There used to be a scent from Bath and Body Works, a lotion that was jasmine and ylang mixed together. And I kid you not, I used to buy it religiously throughout my entire college years, and everybody who knew me knew that smell. I can't seem to find it anymore. Maybe that's why I've lost my mojo, because didn't I say that I need help in orange earlier?
There you go.
I just saw this.
There you go.
Oh, I need to find jasmine and ylang again.
Okay, next slide. Wait, sorry, before you go back, sorry. So I have two colors. So your orange is if you're in the deficit, and then if you're excessive, it's the other color, the indigo, the opposite color. Okay? I think I didn't point that out. This presentation, guys, I have a workbook that you guys are going to be getting with all this information in it, so don't worry. Okay, next one. Okay, so are you feeling stagnant in your business? Anybody? Yes, no? So your business is not moving forward. You're not able to get to the next level. You're doing good, but you're not doing great. So you're in a holding pattern. You face lack of creativity or authenticity. Oh gosh. So one of the things is for your personal, follow your passion. Radiate positive energy when you create. So one of the things that I found was, like, sometimes you're sitting there and you're creating something. You're like, I don't think no one's going to like this. I don't think you're putting it out there. So no one's going to like it. So try to be positive about this is what they need. This is what they want. This is what is going to help them. Right. And don't be afraid of failure. Sometimes you look at failure as a huge step back and a door closing, but it's just another way for the universe to say there's another door available to you. So don't make failure stop you from doing what you need to do. And share your creativity with the world, and the money will come to you. And then when you're looking at your business, have you raised your prices? Are you expanding offers and making them better? Are you creating and offering new products and services? Do you have multiple streams of income? Do you have passive income streams? And are you bringing in new clients? And are you building your awesome nation? And then the affirmation I have at the bottom. So anyone, are you constantly developing in your business? Next slide, Dwainia. So one of the things is to do a product and service inventory. So when you look at your products and services, are they still relevant? Are they being sold still? Are people still excited about it? If not, maybe it's time to repackage. Maybe it's time to retire the item, the service. So look at what you're offering. I try to do a product and service inventory like every couple months. And one of the things I do, because I have stuff on Amazon and Etsy, is I just lower the price and then see how that goes. And then from there, I might just retire it, take it off, whatever. But these are things that you can do to get your creative juices flowing. Look at what you have available and what you need to have available. Talk to your clients. What are they looking for? You might be known as doing, like, for example, I'm known for social media, but this is something I'm interested in, and this is something I'm excited about. And I know other people are excited about this too, their chakras and their crystals and their essential oils. So look at what other people are needing that you're interested in as well, like what you're passionate about as well. Are you guys looking at multiple income streams? Anybody? Passive income? Yep. That's great. Ooh, who has Oracle cards? 3 companies, exactly. Publish your first book. Go ahead, Cynthia. So these are things that when you're feeling stagnant, look at what you can do. Look at the next thing. Okay, next slide. So your solar plexus, I got my citrine on right here. I got my bergamot. I got my lavender. I got my lemon. So these are things, like I said, they're helping. So you have the ability to create and achieve your own dreams and create miracles in your life. Some things that you can do for this is to go out in the sun, take a walk. Exercising helps as well if you're feeling it. Next slide. So are you running around in circles with no progress? Does anyone feel that way right now? Okay. So your business is not the way you want it to be. It has somehow moved away from its purpose. Business is doing well, but not great. And you're not excited about your business. So one of the things that I look at for your personal is go back to your, I got life purpose, guys. What's your passion? You're the expert in your business. So one of the things I always tell people when like I hear doubts and whatever is like, you're the expert. Like I know social media, another girl knows social media, but no one knows it the way I do or teaches it the way I do. So I'm the expert in the way I do social media. And then set boundaries with your clients, with your family, your friends, and with your business. Learn to leverage your time. Take responsibility for yourself, your life, and your business. A lot of times when your solar plexus is off, you're sitting there and you're blaming other people why things are not working. Like, oh, this networking thing is not working. This is not working. You know, take responsibility. What can you do to make it work for you? And then your thoughts, feelings, and actions are preparing you for what's to come. So if you're sitting there with negative feelings and thoughts, then that's what you're going to bring more of. Create the perfect business. So what do you want your business to look like? Why does it look like that today? What's limiting beliefs are holding you back? What do you need to make your business the way you want it? Achieve your goals. So one of the things that I do as a business, like I have my list and I try to tick off little things. You know, just little things to make me feel like I'm accomplishing something, because sometimes you do feel like you're not moving ahead, but little things. And then be active in your business. So a lot of people, like if you have staff or even if you're working with a team, you're not in your business every day. You're not taking action every day. And then remember why you started, you know, so remember why did you start your business? Does anyone want to have a time in there with why you started?
Should I chime in?
Sure. Why did you start?
My why is a little different because I started my business in a weird way in that I had a different business at first and I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to go from idea to actual business. So I threw all the information on a website as I learned it because I figured somebody's going to want it and a website's pretty cheap and I was just doing something very basic. And people started asking me questions and people wanted events and people wanted all these resources. So I started my business out of a need, and it wasn't really mostly my need. It was a need of information that a lot of people really wanted. So I usually say I'm learning as my network is learning, but it was a need of information why I ended up starting the business.
Right. I see empower self and like minds, health and get out of debt. Empowerment's another one. Bringing balance in real estate, mortgage industry. So there's a lot of different reasons. So when you're feeling that, oh, I can't do this and oh, I'm not moving ahead, why did you start? And then also one of the things that I always forget to do this. And then I got to sit back and say, okay, Dwainia, you did do something. You did complete something. So sit back and say, okay, this is where I started my business and this is why I started it. And then take a pause and say, this is what I've accomplished already. You know, sometimes you forget to do that. So sit back and say, like, this is what I did. I did this. I completed this. Like Dwainia, like I remember the first seminar she had, which was, I think it was me.
You were my second, the one downtown. Oh my gosh, don't remind me.
you know, and then look how far she's come. So it's like, this is what you created. Like, this is what you've done. Like, this is now a national company, and you have people calling you from BC. You have people calling you from Ottawa, like, you know, so it's huge, like what you've accomplished. So sometimes we got to sit back and say, what have I done? Like, sometimes I sit back and it's like, okay, I'm always thinking about the next thing, but I have to always think about, okay, this is what I did. I've done this. So that's one of the things that I think we need to think about. Next slide.
I usually also, while I'm going to the next slide, whenever I'm having a really difficult time, I think about what I personally consider to be some of my worst moments in business, like worst events. And then I'm like, well, if I've gotten past those, then this next one can't be that hard because it won't be that bad. There are
Right.
2 events that I keep thinking of in my mind, and I'm like, I will never have an event that turns out like that ever again. And it drives me to keep doing better.
And that's the thing, like you have to think about, I try not to think about the bombs.
No, I need to think about
it. But when you think about the bombs too, it's like, even though you might not have the amount of people that you wanted, you still put on the event. You know what I mean? You still executed the event. You still achieved something. So that's what I try to spin it that way. And that, my lesson learned from the event, I guess, right? I got a comment here. Neil's yard. Oh, that's for Dwainia. Okay.
I didn't see it. Let me open the chat.
Okay. So what's holding you back from creating the perfect business? So one of the things is, I said, like, working on your limiting beliefs. Review what you want your business to look like. So what actions do you need to get there? What boundaries do you need to set? What support do you need? And what responsibilities and commitments do you need to make? Sometimes we have these big dreams of how we want our business to look, but we're not willing to take that next step, get out of our comfort zones, and do what we need to do to get there. What are your goals? So I'm big on goals. I think Dwainia can tell you this.
Yes.
So at the beginning of the year, I sit down and I write down my 100, I don't know what you call it, but a list of 100 things that I'd like to accomplish for the year. And I don't really do the SMART goals. Like, if it's a campaign, I'll do the SMART goals, but I do my 100 list, and I go through, and every month I look at my 100 list and check off what I did and say, this is what's next. Your life inventory goals. So looking at, like, we looked at the life inventory earlier, the different aspects of your life, and then setting SMART goals. So weekly, daily, quarterly, annual goals. So I do that. Like, I honestly, like, I didn't bring it, but I love my most goal. So I have like a book like this where I set out every month I have a list of things that I need to do, my goals. Quarterly, every quarter I review what I did, what I accomplished, what I didn't accomplish, and then I look at why I didn't accomplish it, or why I did accomplish it, or what are my wins for that quarter. And then your 5-year goals, your 3-year goals. And like I said before, set intentions daily. That helps a lot. If you're not doing that now, I think that's one of the biggest takeaways, is setting your intention daily.
So I guess the thing is to define an intention versus a to-do list. Because for me, I might not have a daily list for my business. I do have an ongoing list. It might not be something I do every day. I have a daily list for work, which is strange because I go in every morning and I just start writing down everything I have to do for the day. But my list is not necessarily my intention for the day, right?
So I think you should have both. You should have your to-do list for the day, but also your intention. How do you want this day to look? Mm-hmm. How do you want to feel on this day? Right? So that kind of sets the tone for your whole day, I think. And I feel like when I have my intention, I'm more motivated to do what I need to do.
My intention every day is to have a good day, and every day is a good day.
Right.
Because no day is supposed to be ruined by one bad moment. Every day is a good day.
Exactly. So, like, for example, before this webinar, I said I'm hoping, my intention is for 30 or more people to come on this webinar, for them to participate, and for this to be interactive, and for people to learn and hopefully contribute something back to me so I can learn as well. That was my intention for this webinar.
Pretty good.
Okay, next slide. Okay, so your heart chakra, I have my rose quartz here, and I think I have my ginger somewhere here, showing you guys. So one of the things with your heart chakra is volunteer, spend time with children and animals. That helps. It's the color green. Next slide. Love rose quartz, Cynthia. Okay, so you're feeling burnt out. How many of you guys, like, I know I think every business owner, like, you have like moments where it's like, I'm done. This is over. You know? So if you're a new business, I found like you're trying to help everyone. You're giving away free services. You're spending a lot of unpaid time helping. And if you're CEO, you're not attracting enough new clients, and you're consistently over delivering. And over delivering is great, but not when it's when it's affecting you personally. You know, when you're getting resentful of over delivering, I think that's when the issue comes into place. So looking at your personal, love what you do, forgiveness. One of the things that I think as business owners, we all make mistakes, and some of us will sit there and let it like bring us down. So it's like getting over and forgiving that business mistake you made. You know, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Learn to accept. So one of the things I find for me personally, if I'm dealing with friends and family, it's like, oh, you don't have to pay me, or it's, oh, you know, pay me a little bit, you know, but it's next point is valuing your services. So even if it's a friend, it's like, you know, this is what it is. This is what I want. This is what I expect. So learning to accept, develop your credibility. What do you need to do to feel more credible? Have a clear vision of yourself. So that's a big one. When I always feel like your business is your brand, and that's you. So you have your business, but who are you in your business? Maintain positive thoughts. You're projecting what you're getting back, right? And then, like I said, the brand is you. So gain the confidence and courage to know the brand is you. Does your brand reflect you in your current business? So a lot of times as business owners, we get stuck in the day-to-day grind, not realizing that our business has evolved. So does your brand reflect your current business? Develop and redefine your brand. Remove any branding marketing that no longer serves you. Create a unified brand message, and using branding to build relationships. Next slide. So get clear on your brand and your brand message. How many of you guys have defined your why? Anybody? Okay, so looking at your why, looking at your gifts, looking at your passion, your values, your ethics, your story, your preferred client, and your visual branding. So one of the things that I find is a lot of business owners, they're not clear on who their client is. That's great, guys. Got your why. So ensure every communication is sent to your preferred client. Remember, you are your brand. So get people to know, like, and trust you. Your passion. Love shows in everything you do. Your gifts offer is a reflection of your passion. So if you're selling something that you're not passionate about, it shows, right? And it's all built on the foundation of your why. Next slide. So this is your throat. I don't think I couldn't find my blue lace ticket to bring. But I do have my eucalyptus, which I was doing for this because I knew I'd be talking. And I got my lavender and stuff. So I speak in being authentic in your marketing promotions. Next slide. You feel like you're missing opportunities. You're not finding new clients and opportunities. So one of the things is speak your truth, being authentic, knowing who you are, expressing who you are, clarity, know who you're speaking to. So like I said before, a lot of people, they're not looking at who their preferred client is. You know, you're trying to market to everybody, and that's, you need that clarity to do your marketing properly. Integrity. Speak your truth with honesty and commitment. Communication. Know how you're getting your message heard. So a lot of times, businesses, they're not promoting properly. So you have to know how you're going to get your message from your mouth into your potential clients' ears. Change your limiting mindset of selling to abundant mindset of serving. Be clear on your intentions and believe you're always in the right place at the right time with the right people. So developing your marketing and promotions. Dwayne, next slide, please. So who is your preferred client? How are you promoting your business? And promoting with integrity and purpose, and focus on service, not selling. Next slide. So your third eye chakra. So you got your lavender, I didn't bring any of those crystals. So this one is visualization, meditation, drawing, and painting. So if you're having problems with clarity, I think with your business, a lot of times you get talking to a lot of business owners, I find that they're looking at the gurus and they're not looking at their business. So they're looking at Instagram sensations, but they're not looking at their own business. So finding clarity in your business really helps. So a lot of that is with visualization, meditation, doing something creative like drawing or painting. Next slide. So are you finding it hard to make decisions? Chime in if you're at that point. Your business is not running smoothly or you don't understand what's going on in your business. So a lot of times, like, are you afraid to make the wrong decisions or are you not making any decisions? So try being more decisive. And like I said, stop listening to experts. Start doing what you know is your truth. Get your wisdom from your business and your experience. So I love Gary Vee, but I know my business and I know my clients. So looking at what I need to do to get where I need to go. Forgiveness, like I said before, forgiving your business mistakes. Don't get stuck in that mindset. Aware of your thoughts and feelings and remove negative thoughts. Aware of your gifts and how you're sharing with the world. Aware of your decisions. How does it bring you closer to your objectives? Aware of your actions in every day. And aware of your blessings. Be grateful. Like, that's one of the things I think as business owners, sometimes you get stuck on the next thing when, like I said, celebrate your accomplishments, but also be grateful for what you have, and develop systems. So what is the vision of your business? Wait, next slide, please. Let's go through this. Okay, so what's the vision of your business? What's your objectives and your goals? Review your metrics. Gain financial clarity, know your numbers, look for opportunities for growth, and build a reliable foundation. And how do you run? Do you guys have, like I said, systems? Do you guys have a standard operating procedures? As you're going through your day-to-day, write things down, put things into perspective, and know, like, here's A, here's B, here's C, here's D. Getting that down and looking at your metrics. Like, a lot of times we don't look at how we're doing. And how you're doing, especially in social media, tells you how to go to the next step. So you're looking at, like I said, okay, for example, like a blog post. It did really well. I know that this one, I can create another blog post like this to reach the same market, and that's what the people want. So looking at what you've accomplished and looking at your metrics. Automation scheduling. Does anyone do that in their business? So with systems.
I've been using Buffer.
Okay, good.
I love it a lot. I do believe I have a Hootsuite account, but I don't use it. I find that it's beneficial for if you're doing like Twitter chats, which I don't really participate in a lot, but I love Buffer.
Okay, good. So using that, I think in the workbook, I have more on this. There's more, but using automation and scheduling in your business, not only just for social media, for having a calendar system on your website where people can book appointments with you. There's more. Can't remember them right now, but there's more. But using that in your business to make it easier. Next slide. Okay, so amethyst, I think I have that here. Then I got my, did I bring my clove? No, but I got my peppermint. So looking at meditation, prayer, learn something new and challenging, and balance all your chakras. So vision and purpose. Next slide, Dwainia. So does anyone feel like they've lost enthusiasm for their business? Lost focus on the bigger picture? Is anyone at this point? So looking at your personal, finding purpose and direction with a business plan, be inspired to take your business to the next level, be optimistic, stop placing limits on your business potential. Sometimes when you talk to business owners, they're like, oh, I'm going to do this. And I look at them like, why aren't you doing this? You know, like they've limited themselves. They've stopped themselves at a certain point. And it's like, why don't you do this? So stop placing limits on your business potential. Trust in your divine timing, right place, right time, right people, and have the courage to take action and make your dreams and ideas a reality. Next slide, Dwainia. So looking at your passion, does the work make you feel energized, excited? Like if it doesn't, then try something else. Are there parts that make you feel down or resentful? So someone said in here, there's parts of it, right? So do you need those parts, right? Do you want those parts? Do your clients want those parts? Do you need to delegate, right? What changes do you need to make in your business? And then also looking at who your preferred clients are and what your offer is. So be inspired, take an action every day, create a sacred space for your business, create a vision board, and remember why you started. And the next slide is talking about your business plan. And I think majority of you guys said you had a business plan. So get clear on that. Okay, so this slide is about the chakra workbook, PDF. So you guys will be getting a copy of that. Next slide. If you guys are interested in essential oils, that's me, my Young Living information. And next slide, I have a challenge coming up on the Monday. And Dwainia has her seminar on Wednesday.
Yes. So.
Thank you guys for attending. Sorry, Dwainia.
I know, it's okay. This sounds pretty good. I hope you all, I'm going to stop sharing screen so I can feel like I'm talking to, okay, great. This looks so much better. I hope you all had a great time. So Dwainia will be following up with all of you with all the links and this presentation as well so that you can take part. I will be following up with you all with 2 complimentary tickets each to the seminar on Wednesday, next week Wednesday, that's being held in Markham. If you are not in the GTA area, please feel free to gift it to someone who would like to come. We will have a seminar on, Dwainia's hosting one seminar, and that's going to be on Instagram. It's the Instagram one, yes.
Yeah.
The Instagram one. And then there's another company hosting another seminar on apps for your business. And I will also be giving away, I have to turn around to find a copy. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm going to find a copy. It's right behind me. I am going to give away 4 of these lovely things that will help you with your gratitude and your goals. So I have this wonderful hard copy,
nice,
CSCW 2018 Goal Planner. Just to give you a sneak peek of the inside, it's a really good desk planner. So the beginning of every month, we'll start with a wonderful quote, and then it has enough space for you to write down your goals for the day, which is what Dwainia spoke about as well. And it has a section for reflection and setting your financial goals. So it will there's one page for every day of the year. It's pretty good. And we also have about $400 worth of savings in this lovely planner. So I'm going to pick 4 people and you will get a lovely message from me. There we go. I don't know what else to say. I see a message here. Mrs. Z. Melody. Okay, I will write down your information. I just need to find a pen. 1 second. Oh, pen and paper. I will give you a call tomorrow. I need to find trusty. I'm sitting in my office that is totally clean, so it's great. Melody. Okay. So yes, I don't know if anyone has any other questions. Dwainia, actually, she wants you to call her. I will send the number here. I have it here.
Thank you.
There's 2 of us. I know, it's confusing, isn't it? Who'd have thought with a name like Dwainia? But thank you all for participating. Thank you, Dwainia, for giving us all this information and for bringing me onto the side of all this chakra healing. I never thought it would be something I'd be so interested in. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to try to find a balance, and I'm going to reread all this stuff and see what I need to find. But that Jasmine Ylang Ylang is going to be my friend again because I felt like I was in better spirits then. So I'm going to try to get back there. But yes, it is 8:57. If no one else has any questions, you'll be getting some follow-up messages from us. And this will not only be posted in our Canadian Small Business Women member group, but I will also have it posted on our YouTube channel. So if you need to rewatch it, and all our webinars are posted there. So you can rewatch them at any time. And we will be having another one in 2 weeks, and it's actually going to be on taxes. So we're going to have Shalini, who is an amazing CPA. She's actually my tax person. She's really good. She's insanely knowledgeable, but I think everyone we know here at Canadian Small Business Women is insanely knowledgeable. We know how to pick them, right?
Definitely.
So yeah, have a good night, everyone, and happy Valentine's Day again. And remember to love yourself. That's your Valentine.
Yep.
I'm
Thank
always
you.
my own Valentine. Okay. Good night.
Good night.